I love how you got here on time.
Oh, yeah.
Also, not only on time, early,
Slightly
which is
early.
what I consider to be on
Oh,
time.
yeah. I am a very, like, on time / early person. If I'm even, like, a minute late, I start to get anxious. I'm so sorry. I'm the worst.
But also, when I'm waiting for someone and it becomes the time they're supposed to be
Yeah.
there, and I haven't heard from them, nor do I see them parking,
Oh, I hate it.
and I'm like, they're going to be late.
No, I'm like, they're standing me up. It's
Every minute
over.
they're late means they hate me.
Yep, exactly. Literally, that's how I am, too.
5, 6, 7, 8. We got Big Theater Kid Energy.
Hello, and welcome to Big Theater Kid Energy, your least pretentious theater review podcast. I am your host, Ryan Garcia, and I didn't go and see Phantom of the Opera at the Pantages Theater. I did see the movie Phantom of the Opera. Came out in 2004, directed by Joel Schumacher. But I brought on a guest who has seen this most recent tour of Phantom of the Opera, as well as has gone and seen Masquerade, which is the immersive version of Phantom of the Opera that is happening in New York City, was starring, he's probably going to go back, my friend Nick Walker, who was Shrek in Shrek the Musical. I just saw at the Muni, and who I had as a guest. I'm not going to tell you what Phantom of the Opera is. You know what it is. There's a creepy phantom. He's underneath in the catacombs of this Parisian opera house, and he thinks he knows what's best for the opera house, and he basically is extorting them for money and training this very young woman to become the new diva, and falls in love with her. He's the OG incel. But the person I brought on here, we're going to talk about the differences between the movie and the touring stage production, and Masquerade, which is so exciting. There's so much to get to. Let's get to our guest. She graduated from SCAD in advertising and creative media, used to be the social strategist at BuzzFeed, has seen Harry Styles over 30 times, thrives when surrounded by dogs. It's the social media department lead for Second Try Entertainment, CAILYN HOERTZ.
He read my resume.
I went to that website and I was like, what does she like to be talked about as?
I was actually so excited for this because I've watched your podcast and you always give such great introductions to your guests. And I was like, I feel like I'm not as like public with like all my information. I was like, what is he gonna say? You were on my LinkedIn.
I went to your LinkedIn. I went to your website. I went to your resume.
On my resume, it literally says like thrives while surrounded by dogs. And I didn't even think about that because when I watched it, I was like, oh my gosh, dogs. And you were like, oh, you love dogs. And I was like, have we talked about
How
this
does
one?
he know that? Well, usually I warn people that I have dogs, but then I was like, I don't got to warn CAILYN.
Nope. I was excited about it.
CAILYN's going to be like, oh, good. I hope there's dogs.
Literally. Also, your introduction of Phantom just made me nervous because it's all true, but also I think we're going to have really different opinions.
No, look, here's the thing. We're going to get to that.
Yeah.
And we are going to have different opinions, which is fun.
It's great. I love it.
And I'm so jealous because I think my opinions are guided by the medium
Of
through
course.
which I witnessed Phantom.
Yes.
Which I don't think is the medium it was meant to be enjoyed
Well,
in.
and that is probably true. I would say that is probably true. I haven't seen the movie.
Well, you know what? I would say more later.
Oh gosh. Okay. I'm scared.
Did you ever want to be a performer, like musical theater on stage, in front of the camera?
Definitely. But I think yes and no.
Okay.
I did. I mean, when I was growing up, like really young, like even before high school, middle school, I was always in like my school little plays, like, but I went to like a small private Christian school. So they were like, I remember I sang a song about like, there was a hole in my heart that Jesus had to fill. Like, that's like, it wasn't really like, Broadway.
Yes.
But I still like really liked being on stage and doing things like that. And I was always in band or like doing something.
What'd you play in band?
Saxophone, alto saxophone.
Alto saxophone. Okay. Hello. Starting a band, the two saxes.
No, literally. Oh my gosh, I haven't played in so long. I actually was thinking about how I wanted to like rent a saxophone because I don't own one anymore, and like see if I could still.
I still
do
have
it.
my high school sax.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna rent it from you.
Yeah, and I have some fresh reeds.
Oh my gosh, that's
but you
actually
gotta soak them in water for at least a
course.
day first.
100%.
I'm gonna bring it into the office and be like,
Oh my gosh,
CAILYN
like,
said she wants to show us all her sax skills.
I genuinely don't know if I'm sure I could do it still. Do I remember how to read music? Only kind of.
That's what happened with the jazz video.
Yeah.
When I did the jazz video in New Orleans, they were
Right.
like, okay, you play sax.
And you were like,
and I went,
right.
I played mediocre
Yeah.
at a high school level.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, not to toot my own horn, but I mean, I also went to a really small school. But in 3rd grade, I was first chair in my middle school band.
Honestly,
that's
that's-
right. 3rd grade in middle school
Whoa,
band.
wait, okay.
Yeah.
At first I was going to say that's not much horn to
No,
toot.
no,
but
no.
Then you brought the closer.
And
Tell it.
in, I think, 6th grade, I won a statewide competition, first place for saxophone. So, toot toot.
CAILYN, toot toot. A toot toot.
A toot toot.
CAILYN is to saxophone as Keith
Yes.
is to French horn.
Well, I think Keith is probably better than me. But yeah, no. So, and then in high school, I really got more into sports. Like I did volleyball a lot. But sophomore year, I was like, I've got to get into the theater program because I had a lot of friends in the theater program. And I was like, I got to try it. But, I was the classic Troy Bolton of High School Musical. Like, balancing time was impossible. But I did get to do one musical in high school. It was Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh, I did Fiddler on the Roof in high school.
I was just like a chorus member.
Same,
I was one of the mothers.
I was the dad.
I
Oh my
love
gosh,
it.
CAILYN, I can't
Wow,
believe it. I
we're
love
literally in the same timeline. Literally, I had one line, and it was, "But what about the children?" And I took it very seriously. I wasn't mic'd, so I had to really yell.
Yes.
But I felt like I was a star. And also, I got to do the whole like Fruma-Sarah like ghost sequence, and I got to like run out into the audience. Oh my god, it was so fun.
Dreamy.
I've also always danced. I've been a dancer like my whole life, so
Right.
not professionally, obviously, but just for fun. And so like that part of stage performance, I've really always loved. But I have a singing voice of somebody that belongs in the chorus. I can hold a note, but like that's about it.
I have the same thing, but I'm benefited by the fact that I'm a man.
Right, of
And
course.
it's just a little less saturated
So
in musical
true.
theater. That
Yep.
they're like, well, you can sing and you're kind of
Yep.
funny. Why don't you go to the front?
Yep. No, like I know who you were in high school.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like I have the person that was in my theater department that I'm like, and that was Ryan Garcia.
That was me.
And I loved him. He was great.
Hey, bring a good attitude and people aren't going to throw you aside.
Yep, exactly.
Be a dick and you're done.
Right, exactly.
So you also feel like a number one fangirl.
Oh yeah, that's really my thing. And I think that's what kind of like, because I love watching people perform so much, it makes me want to perform even if I don't have the skill set to do it. I've always said I want to like literally be in a play that like everyone is bad and we just like do it for funsies.
You should.
I know. I'm like, and maybe a musical. Let's just sing too and hope people's ears don't bleed. But like, I think that would be so fun. Kind of play goes wrong style, except it all goes right for us. But
I want that. I really do want that to happen. And you have to play saxophone in it. And I want to have also a moment where I come in and play sax
Yes.
and we play sax together.
together, a duo. I would love that. But yeah, definitely I kind of like consider myself a professional fangirl. My whole career has like kind of like come to because of how much of a fangirl I am and was. Literally, first a fan account I made was when I was like 11 years old. It was an Instagram account that started as a Josh Hutcherson fan account of Hunger Games fame. And then it turned into a Hunger Games fan account. It spiraled. When I was like 13, I had like 10K followers on that thing, which
Whoa.
like back then on Instagram was like
Oh, that's huge.
big deal. Yeah. So that was like kind of the start of my thing. And then when I was looking for a job, and I continued to have fan accounts for like Harry Styles, I had like a Bookstagram and like whatever I was interested in at the time, One Direction. And it really like taught me social media. And that's, I think, kind of why I have my job today. Like in every job interview I've ever had, I always talk about how I'm like a fangirl and I've had fan accounts because like one, it's like I'm able to like run a social media account for like years on end and like
Right.
post, but also like I know the minds of the audience.
You know how to run a social media account also that's not like you're front facing in
Right,
it. Like you're
yeah.
like, hey, I can support you guys because
Yeah.
I know how to run a social media account for some other thing.
Right, exactly. None of my fan accounts ever had my face in it, like ever. It was always like my profile picture was like Harry Styles or like, so it was never like about me. So I think that's like fun.
And yet in your personal account, we do get to see you fangirling it up.
Yes,
Do you know
yes.
Samantha Fecketti?
I don't think so.
You should follow her.
Okay,
So
I'll take a look.
she's like a professional fangirl for theater.
Okay,
Where
cool.
she's not bi-coastal and yet she is. She's constantly
Wait,
flying back.
I think I do know who. Are you friends with her? Because I think I
Yes.
saw something that she posted separately, and then I saw her with you, and I was like, oh my gosh, Ryan knows her.
Yes.
I think I do know who
She
you're
sees
talking about.
everything and
Yes.
she's just like, she's made being a fangirl like
Yes.
her gig.
I love it. Yeah, and she's gotten to like do wait, the
And she was
stage
just in the-
door thing.
Yeah, and she was just on the red carpet at the Tonys.
Yes. Okay, I did see that. Yes. So cool. I love to see it. Like same with like Brittany Broski. I think all that like type of people are like all started as literally just being fans and now are on red carpets at the Tonys or the Oscars or whatever it is. And I'm like, that is so cool.
Can I tell you, this just brought up for me a thought, like, I now have like so many multitudes of what Ryan's like life in the entertainment industry
Yeah.
is, voiceover, actor on
Totally.
TV, film, actor on stage, but then also now a bit of like fanboy theater boy.
Yes.
Also try guy.
Yeah. Internet personnel.
And I'm like, do you have any advice for me in the world of like, how do I keep the separation of like, hey guys, I'm still an actor, even though I'm also fan dude for theater.
That's a good
Can
question.
both exist? Am I now creating a world where it's like, I'm losing from one because I'm putting energy in the other?
I think you could always have both. I think it used to be like a thing where you like really had to niche down, and like if you didn't have like your one little thing, then like you were nothing. Like that really used to be like the internet, but now it's like in reality people are doing so many different things. So I feel like that's relatable and like feels real to people. So I definitely think you can have both. I don't know. I think my advice would be while you can have both, I do think it's important, you already have this, is kind of having separation of state and church with your like social media platforms. Like you have your big theater kid energy, like platforms, then your Ryan Garcia ones, and just trying to put as much equal effort into them as you can.
Yeah.
Like, and I think, honestly, I don't know if you do this. I don't think I've seen you do it much. I think you should be posting your self-tapes, like things like, I know it's terrible. I know.
Well,
I know.
You know,
whenever you can. I know there's like.
It's not
you know.
terrifying as much as it's like, and starting a podcast is the thing that also I had to overcome, the idea of cringe.
Right.
Of like, oh, great.
Nope.
Another straight cis man starting a podcast.
To be cringe is to be free.
But to be cringe is to be free. And that's the thing about like posting a self-tape. I'm like, oh, don't be cringe.
Yeah.
But I do have to remind the world that like I'm auditioning. I'm an actor. I'm in shit.
And who knows who will see it's one for your audience, but two, who knows who's out there and who see your self-tape on Instagram and be like, huh, he should be the star in my new movie. So
and
you
that's
never
how you
know.
get free consultation from a social media manager. You bring them onto your podcast and start asking, how do I make sure the world knows I'm an actor? Okay.
That's my tip. Self-tapes. Self-tapes on Instagram.
Honestly, smart. I should be putting more of that on there. I will say it right here. My friend is the director of 13 Going on 30, the new remake.
Oh my gosh. Wait, is it the same
Brett
friend
Haley.
that did People We Meet on Vacation?
Yes.
That's so exciting.
And he's cast all of us as small roles with all of like his friend group. He's brought into the movie.
You're going to be on 13 Going on 30.
So I'm going to be a paparazzi
Oh my gosh.
chasing her around in 13 Going on 30. So talking about my acting right now, taking advice and applying it.
This is huge, and I love 13 Going on 30, and I'm so excited to see that.
It's going to be so good.
Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Oh, and the lead of it is the lead of Friends Meet on Vacation, Emily.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't even realize that.
Emily Bader. Emily Bader.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
Emily Bader, who just got finished doing the 99ers.
Oh my gosh.
Which is a soccer movie about Mia Hamm
Yes.
and all of them that did. Anyway.
Wow,
Anyway,
that's so exciting.
we're not here to talk about Emily Bader. We're not here to talk about Brett Haley. We are here to talk about me as an actor.
Of course,
But
always.
we have so much
Oh my
to
gosh.
get into because there's so many opinions. There's so much love of this show that I knew you had. You had talked, I think it was Keith had mentioned that you like love this show so much, and that if I do an episode on Phantom, I should bring you. I was out of town, so I couldn't see it, but you did, which brought us to this spot where we are right now.
Yes. And I think I have like an interesting like fan arc with Phantom, because it's all still very new. Like I don't want to say like, oh, I like, there's OG fans that know way more than me. I'm sure I'll get some things wrong. I'm sorry, guys. But I saw Masquerade first. Masquerade in New York was like my first introduction to fan. Like I had obviously like known of I had heard the music, all the things, but like I only roughly knew the story. So when I went to Masquerade, that was actually my first introduction to the story, which we'll get into. It's a little bit different. So then when I went and did more research into like the actual musical, I realized that it was different. And then I was like, well, I gotta go see it. I went and saw it, and it was amazing, and I loved it. But they're different. They're also the same.
Yes.
Different POVs, if you will.
I cannot wait to hear more about it. Just to set the stage a little bit, the musical is based on the 1910 French novel Les Fontaines de l'Opère by Gaston Leroux. Leroux was inspired by real legends surrounding the Palais Garnier, including a rumored ghost haunting the Opera House, underground tunnels, secret passageways, hidden rooms, and a subterranean lake beneath the building, and a real incident in which part of the chandelier fell into the audience in 1896.
I didn't know that it was based off a real incident.
Can you believe?
I do really want to read the book. That's my next step.
That is your next step.
Yes, 'cause
and
I'm
honestly,
also a book girly.
why don't we just pause right here?
I'll be right back.
Cailyn's gonna go read the book, so we have another point of reference to compare.
If we needed more.
The play was music by Andrew Lloyd Webber, of course, obviously.
fame.
Lyrics by Charles Hart, additional lyrics by Richard Stilgoe, and book by Andrew Lloyd Webber and Richard Stilgoe. The show premiered October 9th, 1986.
Before my time.
I was 10 days old.
Oh my gosh.
I was
wow.
10 days old when it premiered
That's crazy.
on the West End at Her Majesty's Theatre, now known as His Majesty's Theatre, which I wish they hadn't changed the name.
Yeah, I hate that.
Her Majesty's Theatre. And it opened on Broadway January 26th, 1988, won 7 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. It was the longest running show. Everyone knows this.
Yes.
Longest running show in Broadway history, running for 35 years and 13,891 performances.
Wow. That's like so insane. And I can't believe that I never went and saw it in New York, honestly. I honestly, all the times I went to New York and was seeing shows, because I didn't really know what it was, I was like, I don't want to go see an opera.
Yeah.
Why would I want to see an opera?
Sounds boring.
Sounds boring
Sounds
to
lame.
me. And I was like, 13. So I was like, I want to go see Hamilton. Like,
Right, of course. Which is also so interesting because it like classically is people's like first big musical they
Right.
see. It's my wife's first musical she ever saw.
Yeah.
I didn't get into acting because of like going and seeing a piece of theater and getting inspired by it.
Right.
My mom put me in a bunch of classes as a kid.
Oh, okay, cool.
Like karate and baseball and tap dancing.
Me
and
too.
Then, really?
I did tap.
No way! Another one.
There's so many things.
But I was in an acting class and I started like working commercially and stuff as
Right,
a
and you were like,
child.
this is it.
So I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. It wasn't theater that brought me into it.
Yeah.
So I was late to the musical theater world. But this is like classically the number one for people.
Yeah. 100%. Like anytime I talked about the fact that I hadn't seen it, my friends were like, what? Like, it's literally like shocking. Like,
Yeah.
especially people that know me are like, you would love Phantom.
Right.
Like, I haven't talked about it, but I'm like a big, and this is like, it is, I think that it's one of the pillars of dark romance, however you want to take that, but
Dark.
it's dark. And I'm currently writing a dark romance. So a book. I don't know. Oh yeah, I guess I don't know if we've
Does
ever
it have
talked
a
about
name
this.
yet?
And not really a working title.
Okay.
But it will be like done this month, but then probably won't be out for a while.
Oh,
and
how
stuff. But
exciting. I didn't know about this.
Yes, I'm writing a book. So to me,
Wow.
it's also really interesting in that way because like I've also, as growing up was a Beauty and the Beast girl, I've always been like a monster romance girl. So it really is up my alley.
It is right in this moment.
Yes.
Wait, is Beauty and the Beast... What's the ties in between Beauty and the Beast and Phantom of the... Is there any tie-in or they just happen to be of the same world?
I don't know if there's actually like any real tie-ins, but they just feel
They
like
do.
it almost like feels like child Phantom of the
No,
Opera,
totally.
like because it's like like ugly like monster type
Nobody could ever
person
love
calling
that.
it right, exactly, and like trapped Stockholm
Trapped.
syndrome, France.
But like not the beautiful singing that
Right.
also is like, God, he's like, something's wrong about this, but then his voice comes out.
Yeah,
I have no choice, which I'm like, we'll get to the movie.
Yeah.
But
Oh God.
we're going to start, I'm going to just do a
Yes.
quick intro on the movie, and then we'll jump right into comparisons.
Okay, great.
The movie's directed by Joel Schumacher, and he also directed Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, The Lost Boys.
Interesting portfolio.
Well, I talked about those specifically because this really did feel a lot like another Batman movie.
Oh no! I'm just like I feel the like rage coming off of Ryan.
I just like if you could put heat waves, like if there was a little
I feel it coming.
infrared
like,
camera,
yeah, mhm.
you would just see right here.
Yeah. The
steam.
vein popping out of the head. Like it was great.
Oh, what a tough watch. So, my first question
Yes.
to you, comparing the movie to the musical, was there a lot of like slow walking and eye fucking?
Yes.
Okay.
It is a very like tension filled show and story, I think. I assume that it's probably even slower in the movie. I will say I watched one like scene of the movie because I was like watching, I think it was like the scene of the song Phantom of the Opera where they're like on the boat and they were walking down the stairs and I was kind of like, they're really taking their time.
Which to me, this is the big thing because I'm so excited to hear about the staging
Yes.
and how the production's done, especially getting into Masquerade.
So cool.
But to have the freedom that is given to you with working in film,
Yep.
where you can really travel anywhere, you can do anything you want. This is 2004 too. It's
Yeah.
not. It's like there's a lot
not
of
ancient.
This is not ancient. We have a lot of capabilities, and yet, especially like the whole cave scene where he's first showing her like, this is where I live and make music for you.
Yes.
It was just like he just slow walked back like zigzags.
Interesting.
And I was like, and the same thing when what's the song that Raul and her saying,
All I Ask of You.
all I ask of
Ugh,
you. They're
I
up on
love
the
that song.
rooftop. It's snowing. And then
Yeah.
it's the same thing where it's like the blocking is just like walk away, walk toward, walk away,
Oh,
walk toward. Like, this
yeah.
is so lazy.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. I guess I don't think I felt that way about the stage production. Like, there is a lot of that kind of like slow, like circling each other, like that sort of thing. But it never felt, to me at least, like awkward or weird.
Can I say I think I know why?
Yes.
Because Gerard Butler never took any singing lessons. He literally never took a singing lesson. He just did what he did. He just did like, well, this is like what singing sounds like. And so I think
Uh-oh.
that I think that what you're talking about doesn't need all the extra stuff because the voices
Carried
the day.
Yeah,
They're so
100%.
incredible that you're just like, I don't need more.
Oh my gosh.
Because these voices are telling such a rich, the story is coming from the depth of their
Yep.
souls.
Yep. And can I say the Phantom I saw, insane. In both the Masquerade and stage, but at the Pantages, the one that I saw, his name is Isaiah Bailey, I believe is his last name. He's only 19 years old. I'm going to have to like show you a video of his singing voice because he like posted a video of him singing one of the songs. Insane.
Yeah.
Like, just like the deep, like, oh my gosh, like the way he sang was, and there's like a scene where he is literally crawling on the floor, like towards her and still singing with like the same amount of strength and like yearning, which will be a big theme for me today.
Yes.
So much yearning. It was just incredible. Like, so good. And even when he was moving around, it did feel like every step he took was with intention. It never felt like he was just like walking to the other stage because he had to meet his mark, you know? Like, he was walking because there was a reason to walk there, or because he had to turn away from her, because he had to go towards her. Like, it all felt so like natural.
Yeah.
I will say, in the scene of All I Ask of You, I do actually remember them moving around the stage a little bit oddly to me, but I think it also made sense because, again, it's like there's a lot of walking towards and walking away from each other with Raoul and Christine specifically. But I think that makes sense because she's so like torn,
Right.
that she is literally like going away and coming back to him because her mind is that way too. But I actually do specifically think that scene felt a little, because it's a lot of empty stage in that scene.
Yeah.
There's like a big horse type thing on stage
Right.
with like a roof. But most of the stage is just them. So there was a little bit of like, I don't know, kind of awkward
But again,
spacing.
I forgive that because
Right.
I'm sure the voices
yeah.
are just like unbelievable. And no, by the way, I don't have a negative thing to say about Emmy Rossum, who played Christine Daae in the movie, except that she was cast at 16 years old and was 17 years old
Whoa.
during filming. And I
How
thought she
old
did
was Gerard?
34.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah. And hold on, how old was Patrick Wilson, Phantom?
Is that who played
Raoul.
Raoul? Yeah.
And he was 30, which still fine. Not great.
Yeah, not great.
He was wonderful in the movie. I thought he did a really good, nice job.
Yeah.
There also is some age questions that we'll get into later that I'm really excited about.
Totally.
But I don't want to get too focused on the movie.
Yeah.
But just like her voice was nice and
Yeah.
really lovely. There's some of the arguments against her is that she didn't have like that opera training.
Right.
They had to like put some notes down for her in certain sections.
yeah.
But like compared to Gerard Butler, I was like, gosh, she can sing
Right.
for days.
Yeah, totally. Oh my gosh. I will say the Christine I saw was the alternate. And she was, I didn't know that until after, like, which you never do. You know, when you're seeing an understudy or anything, you're never going to know.
Same thing in Mamma Mia. I saw some alternates in Mamma Mia, and they were all chef's kiss
Insane.
incredible.
Insane. The song, I always like some of the songs like bleed together for me because so many of them have, which I do love in Phantom, they have like reoccurring like no, like it all comes back to the same kind of like, you know, the dun, 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 like it all kind of comes
is
back
a
to that.
device from opera,
Right, and I
that
love
they
it.
use in this, which I think is genius. Is it also like it? There's moments that in a new song, there's just a little tinkle of an earlier one that Christine sings. It's like, oh, she's still tied and thinking about the Phantom even now.
I love it. Makes it so hard for me to think about which song is what.
Of course,
but
they all belt
yes,
together.
the one where he's like, sing for me, and she's doing like the really high, like the big finish, and I was literally sitting there just like mouth open, like just staring at her, like I can't believe this is happening. And then I remember like right after the scene, it moves so quickly into the next song that I was like, but we have to clap.
Yeah,
like,
right?
I was like, when do we clap?
Okay, this is interesting. This is not just a theater thing.
Literally.
I love it and hate it. I love it when a show is moving so quickly that they're like, no, we don't want your claps.
Right.
Just keep
But
to
I'm
the
like-
story. But also, the audience needs that release.
Yes.
Of like, we just all were there like, our breath is held as
Yes.
we're watching this incredible event happen in front of us. Now I need to like release it in
Yes,
some way.
100%.
You need to create space for laughs and also for applause breaks.
Yes, I remember specifically like it was that scene and it went into like it was like almost like 3 songs together of Phantom and Christine in his lair, and it just kept going and it was all great, but I was like multiple times now I was like I literally need to scream or clap. Like I was like I have
Please,
to do something.
let me.
Like let
But
me
I
please.
can't miss a moment.
I know. And then finally when we did get to clap it was like it didn't hit the same because it wasn't like I don't know, but that was I did really notice that, and that was throughout the show. There was a few times where I was like, when can I give you your flowers? Like I need to.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it was. I mean, the cast was just like genuinely insane, so good.
There's also the thing with Gerard Butler is like he is auditioning for Batman in times, like he's always doing the little cape.
Oh yeah.
swingy
Oh yeah. I
thing.
bet he loved that
He
cape.
was swinging that cape. He swung it off. They had all these chase scenes up in the rafters.
Yeah.
But he also like at times just started doing this like gruff speak singy thing and.
Interesting.
And I'm not the first one. Like this has like
Right.
certified not fresh, certified rotten on
Interesting.
Rotten Tomatoes. I think it's like a
Oh, wow.
36% rating
Oh, wow.
on
Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
But one of the crazy things about the movie, and
Yeah.
I'm interested to know if any of this is in any of the stage productions, it starts in the future in 1919. The play takes place in 1870 and it starts in the future at an auction. Is that happening in the
Yes, that is
Okay.
how the stage play starts. That's not how Masquerade starts.
Okay.
And I don't even think that scene is the auction scene. I don't think it's in Masquerade from what I remember. It definitely doesn't start that way. But yes, the stage play opens up in the future where they're unveiling the chandelier.
Right.
Yes.
Do they also have the little monkey doing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, because that's an important, like, kind of, well, I guess it's not that important, but it comes back.
Totally.
In the end.
And do Raoul and Madame Giry both try to get it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I honestly didn't because again, like I only knew the story from Masquerade. So when I was watching Phantom, I was kind of like really putting pieces together. Cause like I remember even when I left Masquerade, I was kind of like, do I know the story? Like, especially because it's so like we'll get into it later, but like there was so much going on that honestly, sometimes I was like, I actually don't know what's going on right now, but I'm loving it. But when I was watching the stage performance, everything started to click. But I didn't realize at first that it was them.
Yeah.
Like that was them in the future. But then once it was all clicking, I was like, oh, I see what's happening here. Because he said something about like, oh, it's just how she described it. Talking about the monkey thing. So I assumed he was talking of Christine.
I assume he
Which
was.
also made me wonder, where's Christine?
She died.
Wait, is that canon?
She dead.
Dang.
Well, in the movie she dead. I assume that she's also dead in that, and that's why he's there. But let me tell you why I didn't
Whoa.
know that was Raoul and Madame Giry. One, because, okay, look, in the timeline, she's in her 40s in 1870.
Okay. Yes.
He's in his 20s
right.
in 1870.
Did they make him look way older than
in
her?
1919, they made him in a wheelchair
Yes.
on death's door shaking.
Yes.
And her, she looked like maybe she is a vampire.
The same thing happens in the musical. I literally didn't get it because he was like this old man in a wheelchair and she was like standing up so I did not. I was like, what?
If
Like,
she's exactly 40
Yeah.
in 1870, then she's 89 years old. And if he's in his 20s, then he's supposed to be in his 70s.
right,
And that's if she's exactly 40.
right,
I think she's in her 90s.
probably right.
She's in her 90s, standing up fine, just like, and I'm like,
Actually, Like, hello.
what's going on here?
Yeah, I also don't get that at all.
Very confused with that
Yeah.
choice. And then it kept going back to this like
Oh, yeah.
grainy future black and white. But it was also confusing because like 1870s in full color and beautiful. But then we go to the future, the 1919.
And it's
this
old.
grainy gray. And it also was pacing made it really weird because we're like, oh, we keep stopping the story
To go back
to
or
go
to go
check
future.
in. Right, to go back to the future.
Right.
To see what's
Great
happening up
movie.
there. Great movie. We talk about that instead.
Yeah, I love Back to the Future. That's so funny. Yeah, it only goes to the future only in the beginning of the stage.
Just to set it.
Yep, yeah. Just to set the scene, to kind of give you a little bit of like, oh, and I think it's really mostly because they want to highlight the chandelier.
Yeah,
That's what it felt like to me.
totally.
Like that scene didn't like do much for me, honestly.
It's just an intro.
Right. I was like, cool, this is fun.
For the chandelier that usually weighs about a ton.
Oh my gosh, I was right under the chandelier. Like Right. I was I think I was 4th or 5th row, and great seats. I was checking.
You were 4th, 5th row, like in the center.
Yes, I was
That's the best
checking
place.
Ticketmaster every single day because some of the tickets for Pantages for the show were expensive.
Yeah.
Fair. But I was like, I gotta find under 200. Gotta find under 200, and I was like checking every day, and I finally found one. I was like, and that's for me.
Were you a single rider?
Single rider.
That's the best way to do it.
Yep, I always am single rider at the Pantages. And I kind of love going to musicals like by myself because I'm just like, I'm locked in.
Yeah.
I'm here for me.
Look, I either want to be by myself or with my friend Brock Urich.
You're like very specific person that I know I can talk to.
The thing I like about going with Brock Urich is he had a little satchel with him because I saw Les Mis with him and we were 4th row
cool.
center to see Les Mis, which also blew my.
I've never seen.
And the actor who we saw play Jean Valjean, he just walked. Nick Cartel. They closed, and that was after 1,800 times of playing Jean Valjean.
That's crazy.
He's now closing that chapter.
Wow.
Which who knows if we'll play him again in the future at some point. But like to play something for 1,800
That's
performances,
just so insane.
and he was so fresh.
Right.
On that stage. But Brock not only is a wonderful person to sit next to because he's like very locked in and emoting, he brought little Diet Cokes that he passed over to me.
And that's very important to you.
Him and I both share a love of Diet Cokes.
Yes.
And so for him to support me and himself in
That's
that way,
beautiful.
really
That's
made
friendship.
it special.
I love that. That's so fun.
Tell me
Great
about
view.
Masquerade because it feels like the way you're describing Masquerade is that like, because you didn't know about Phantom, but it kind of feels like, do you prefer having seen it not knowing Phantom at all? Or do you wish that you had like seen Phantom first and then gone and seen Masquerade?
I did feel that I wish that I had seen Phantom first and then went and saw Masquerade. I did leave Phantom and texted my mom because we're going to New York in September and said, hey, so we're going to go see Masquerade. So me and my parents are going again and I'm so excited. But yeah, because Masquerade is like so immersive, you're really moving through things happen very quickly. It is a little bit hard to follow the story if you don't have any sort of like knowledge of what the story is.
It's how I feel about Hamilton. Like people who go into
so
Hamilton just blind, be like, I'm just gonna see what this thing is about.
Yep.
Like you are not gonna know what's happening.
No,
you need to almost be memorized.
Oh, 100%. When the first time I saw it, I had listened to the soundtrack a million times, so I already knew. But I went with my mom, and my mom left being like, "I think I liked it, but I don't really know what."
It's so fast.
It's so fast.
But yeah, it feels like the way you're describing Masquerade is it has like this
deal.
expectation, which makes sense.
Yeah.
That you have some kind of prior knowledge about Phantom of the Opera.
So I am really excited to go back now because so some of the things that were clicking, like when I mentioned that when I was watching the stage play, things are clicking now from Masquerade. So the big difference between Masquerade and Phantom is the Masquerade is from the Phantom's point of view.
Right.
So something that surprised me when I went to see the stage performance was like the Phantom's not on stage all the time. Like in the second act, I'd say that he's on stage more, but in the first act, I was kind of like, where's the big guy? Like, isn't this thing called Phantom of the Opera? Like, where is he? So Masquerade opens with the song Masquerade, which is actually the Act 2 starter. Yes. And I don't know like how much, I don't know if you spoiled much on it.
I think we can spoil.
Okay, I was like, I feel like, so basically you literally walk into this room, there's this person playing overture on a violin. It's like a very small room. It's groups of 60 people. So it's like a fairly small group. It feels very small. Like literally the room you start in is the size of this room. Like very small rooms. Then you go into another room and you sit, and I went by myself, but I was very lucky. I made friends with somebody in line who had been like 30 times.
Wow.
I always find the person who is the super fan in the room. I always do because I'm like, I'm in good hands. And she immediately was like, follow me. And I was
That's a great hack, by the way.
Yes. Find the super fan in the room.
Yes.
Always do it. She was like, follow me. I'll get you through. I was like, okay, ma'am. Like, aye.
Always put you in the best spots.
Yes. So you walk into this room and it's, I forget her name, but the ballet teacher, the one that's at the auction,
Madame Giry.
Yes, Madame Giry. She is on stage and she gives you a ballet lesson. So you learn a dance and it's like to Masquerade, and she like says everyone like put your hands up and like you do a turn, and it's like just a very
Always
simple
have the
little
hand
dance.
at the level of your eyes.
Yes, exactly. You do a little like dance and you're facing her, and then all of a sudden like there's just like darkness, and all of a sudden I feel a tap on my shoulder. I turn around, the wall that was just right behind me gone. Beautiful Masquerade ball scene room, and this ballet dancer grabs me and the woman who took me to the spot's hands, pulls us into this room, starts dancing with us. Like, I have chills. Like, it was so, and also you're wearing a mask.
Right.
They give you this mask.
You are at the Masquerade.
Yes, and so you're all masked, and
Can I see it?
yes, of course, here. It's very comfortable. They make it so that way if you're wearing glasses that
You
like
okay
it.
if I put it on?
Oh, please.
Okay.
Please.
It's really nice looking.
Yes, it's very comfortable. You wear it the whole time. It's
Very
adjustable.
large head.
It's adjustable. It's great. It really like does make you feel like you are in theme, you know? And like people sometimes bring their own masks. And you have to be wearing cocktail or formal attire.
I love that.
So I was in like a big black ball gown.
Mm.
You aren't supposed to talk at all. Did you ever go to Sleep No More?
I did go to Sleep No More.
Okay.
I loved Sleep No More. And I didn't
Yes.
have the super fan cheat, but what I did have was my friend ran the coat check.
Huge.
And so she said, be the last person on the first elevator.
Yes. To get to the
That you go to the top floor and they say, everybody out. And when you walk out, the person running the elevator puts their hand up
Bye-bye.
to stop everyone else. And the doors close.
That
and you're
happened
there
to me
alone.
too. That happened to me
And then
too.
I had a private event with one of like the nurses.
Was it in the hut?
She took me into a bedroom.
Oh, okay. I did a nurse one too, and I was in like a hut.
She
thing.
put me into she put me in a room, locked the door, tucked me into a bed, like tight tuck.
Yes.
And then she actually took her mask.
Yes.
She took my mask off.
Yes, this happened to me too, but different scene, but yes.
And then the lighting changed and it showed this Shakespeare quote on the wall. And then she like crawled along the wall and came over to me and then was like, hurry, and took me out of the bed. Oh, she went, and she had this nail in her hand.
God, it's so good.
And then she got me up, put my mask back on me, held me close and said, tell no one.
Oh my God. It's so good. I had a similar one where a nurse fed me tea out of like a soup and then she accidentally spilled it and then like wiped my face and then told me this long story. Oh my God, it's amazing.
It's so cool. Anyway, we're not going to
Mask-
talk about Sleep No More, but
yes.
it is the thing where the proscenium
Yes.
is created by the mask. That's the separation
Yes.
between performance and audience.
Absolutely. And similar to Sleep No More, there's a lot of like interaction. Again, it's a little different. So it's not just free roam how Sleep
Right.
No More is, but it's guided. But you do even like the 60 people group gets split up a few times and like things like that. But yeah, this masquerade room, and then it starts with masquerade.
And then there's 6 groups of 60 that go
Yes,
through it. So there's 6 different
constantly.
Phantoms, 6 different Christines that are and maybe 6 different
Raoul.
Raouls
Yes, it's like different casts of the main cast for each
that move with that group of
grouping.
60 in through each of these
yes,
rooms.
and they're all happening simultaneously because each one only starts like 15 minutes after another.
right.
It's crazy. So yeah, you're really, really enveloped, and there's these moments that are so great, and it is just like it's so interactive, and it makes me feel like I am there. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I'm very good at like letting go of reality and being like, no, even when I go see like a stage musical, I'm like, this is my reality right now.
This is why I hate people singing along around
Yeah,
me
oh my
or
God.
talking during
Don't
a
even
show
get me
or
started.
checking their phones. Because, like, I am in that
Yeah,
reality now. And
exactly.
by you doing that, you have ripped me out and brought me back into this theater.
Oh my gosh, this lady sitting in front of me when I saw Phantom kept I don't know what she was doing, getting a snack out of her bag or something, but it happened multiple times, and she would put her flashlight on her phone.
What?
To like be looking at her bag, and every single time I was like, I like almost like said something like the third time she did it.
You do not need to see the snack.
No.
You
Just
will,
reach
in the
in
dark,
there.
you just tumble your
Yes,
hand around that bag until you find what
exactly.
you're looking for. What are you doing?
Oh my gosh. When I saw the flashlight, I was like, can't be real. I was like, this can't be real.
I didn't even know that was a possibility.
No, it was genuinely really upsetting. But yeah, Masquerade, luckily like everyone in that group was really good. And so that like girl really led me through. Another thing that happens that's similar to Sleep No More. It didn't happen to me, but it happened to the girl I was with. You're in this room and then you leave it and you're going through this tiny little hallway and Phantom literally jumps out of a wall. He jumped at me and I got scared, kept walking, and then he grabbed her from behind me and took her into his secret lair. And she told me afterwards he like kind of like goes on a preamble and gives her like this newspaper that talks about him in it.
Wow.
So there's moments like that. I got a letter. Christine gave me a letter from the Phantom.
Oh.
It's really hard to read, honestly.
Oh.
But it like
That is so cool.
we were in the scene in this tiny little dressing room. I was sitting so close to her that our knees were touching. And she was singing and she turned to me and just handed it to me. And I was like, oh, I've been chosen.
Soon all the world will hear my scores. Soon all the world will know the workings of my mind.
It's tough to read.
Christine, your voice at last shall soon and then...
It's really hard. The cursive is
Shall
crazy.
soon and then the world... I think maybe... Wait, what?
I don't know.
Of
either.
at last shall find your voice, my spirit.
I don't know what the last word is.
Intertwined.
Yeah.
Your voice, my spirit, intertwined.
There, we figured it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So cool. And this happens like they throughout like a few times. Like Phantom gives letters or Christine will give letters to people.
Can you just look at
Lots
that
of
handwriting
things.
really quick? That's not out of focus. I have to be right here. Look at that. That's crazy. I can't read that. I did,
It's so
but I
cool.
can't.
Yeah. So
Wow.
oh gosh. I mean, I could literally go on forever. Oh gosh. So one thing I would say that I found was interesting because I think like traditionally, obviously, Phantom is supposed to be like this elder kind of like scary looking man.
Mhm.
Like all the times I've seen Phantom, it's been a young, handsome man.
Sure.
So I'm like, I
Who,
feel
do you know
like
who your
I'm
Phantom was for Masquerade?
Clay.
Gotcha.
Something.
Yeah.
Biggest crush on him.
Wow.
Biggest crush.
Well, the thing with Gerard Butler that people that argue about is like he
Right.
wasn't made like what the mask was covering wasn't bad enough.
Right. Yes.
It was still like no, it's still like a hot leading man.
Right. Exactly. And that's I think that the makeup that Masquerade did and also the stage play like did it right, and he did look scary. But like to me, I'm still like, I don't know. I thought he was still good.
Yeah, well,
Like,
cool.
I'm
Just keep the
okay with
mask
it.
on. We're good.
Yeah, it's fine. Exactly. It's fine. We're good. So I was definitely like, and also like I said, like the one I saw on stage was 19 years old. The
Right.
Clay, I believe, is like like maybe my age, maybe a little younger, like 26 ish. So I feel like that gave a different energy kind of because it felt like they were more equals.
Right.
You know, like it was like, okay, it didn't feel as what I think the true story is meant to be a little bit more of like a, you know, how you said kind of taking advantage, a little bit of like a grooming, a little bit of a
Oh, and by the way,
something like that.
grooming not, and I don't know. Here's a quick question
Yeah.
before we get into grooming. Is in Phantom of the Opera, the stage play, and also in Masquerade, and maybe I don't talk about it in Masquerade, but Madame Giry talks about him being a man who was cast aside, right? Like, did she met him as a man or did she meet him as a child?
in Masquerade, he was definitely a child.
Okay.
I'm trying
When
to
they
remember.
met.
Yes. So in the musical, they actually kind of mention, like in the stage musical, she kind of has a passing line about like him being a child in a circus.
Right.
But I don't remember if she specifically said when he came to her.
Right.
But in Masquerade, you actually get to see that circus scene, which crazy interactive element happened there for me. I'll say it really quick. There's a circus performance going on. I'm like right up against the stage. Phantom is in a little cage next to me. It was really creepy, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at the stage performer because there's a woman on stage putting a nail probably this big
Nah.
up her nostril.
No.
And then she looks at me. She bends down and says, "Pull it."
Oh.
I was like, oh my God. And so I was like, I got to do what she says. You know, I was like, I'm not going to be the one to mess up her thing. So I grab it and she goes, slowly, be gentle. It was kind of like sexy sensual. And I was like, oh my God. Pulled the nail out of her nose so slowly, like literally snot came off of it.
No! Okay, first of all, disgusting. Second of all, the risks that these actors are taking, because
I was like, what if I just pulled that so fast?
anybody could do? What if I have a shake? What
Right.
if What if I push by mistake?
I felt so
What if I sneeze?
responsible. No, literally, I was holding my breath.
That's terrifying. And
It was-
also, bravo to that actor. My God.
Oh my gosh, it was crazy. So,
Who's
but
probably doing that 6 times a night.
oh yeah, 100%. I was like, oh my, like when she like did that, and I think what I honestly love about things like Masquerade or Sleep No More is because I would love to be a performer, but don't really feel like I have the skill set to be a performer. Doing those things makes you feel like you're in the show.
Yeah.
You are part of the show.
Totally.
And so I think that's why I kind of love it so much because I'm like, I'm the star.
I think you and I probably have a thing too for those situations where it's like these performers are like, oh, a safe one.
Yes.
I can
I'm
go to
like,
this person because they're not being like desperate, pick me.
right. No, I'm
energy.
here. I'm nodding. I'm with you, and I'll do whatever you want me to do. But
And
I'm
you're
not
like, oh,
also gonna.
this is someone like a little bit of performer energy. I can trust them.
Right, exactly, and that's how I always because you can sometimes in those crowds you can see the people that are really trying.
Like, oh, I hope I get chosen for this. Like, you're not gonna get chosen
No.
for anything.
You've got to be nonchalant.
If you have that pick me energy, they're avoiding you at all costs.
Yes, 100%.
Because I had so many private interactions during Sleep No More,
Yep.
which I was like, this is because they can see like they're safe with me.
Right, no, literally when I went to Sleep No More the first time I went, I didn't have any, and I think that I was being a little bit because I just didn't
It's so
know.
exciting.
And then the next time I went specifically to go back before it closed, and I did 2 shows in a day, so I went back to
Wow.
back, and then I knew, and then I got what I wanted because
Yep.
then I was like, oh, I just got to be chill. and be in the right place at the right time.
But anyway, to the point of
Yes.
grooming, so she met
Right,
him
of course.
as a child in the circus and saw that whether she was there or not, she knows that
Yes,
story.
yes.
Which is horrific and also
Devastating.
horrific in the movie, and also a little scarecrow in the movie, which I'm like, okay, we get it, Joel. You love Batman. Relax. Like he's wearing like the sack on his head, like
yeah.
very scarecrow
Yep.
from Batman. But she is like very much Ghislaine Maxwell of this whole situation with Christine. Just being like, go, Christine, go to the Phantom. I can't say anything about the Phantom. And it's like, oh, she's just as complicit in this, at
Yeah.
least in the movie version. That's
Yeah,
how it
I
felt.
feel like there's not much interaction between her and Christine and the Phantom in the stage.
Okay.
I feel like there's a little bit of that definitely because like she's not saying like there's like once people start dying, she obviously knows that it's the Phantom.
Right, she's
'cause
keeping it quiet.
Right, so she is a little bit like, and she's like when they want Christine to like do the kind of fake out of like they want her to sing in the play so that way they can try to catch him.
Yeah.
Or sing in the musical in the opera. The Madame Cherie is a little bit like, maybe you shouldn't. Like,
She finally grows a conscience in this moment.
right, yeah. But I wouldn't say it's like, I don't know, at least I didn't feel that way in
In the
Masquerade
movie, it's
or
like
that.
keeps cutting back to her being like, go.
Oh, yeah. No, it
here we
didn't.
go.
I wouldn't say it felt like that way in the musical. I definitely still think she's a little bit complacent in the fact that she's just kind of keeping her mouth shut. But it
Yeah.
didn't really feel like to me that she was leading Christine at all.
Well,
to
she's the
him.
one that says you should have Christine sing. She's been being trained by an incredible teacher. So like she's known about the training for this whole time. She's not that it's a. I'm just saying she is complicit
Yeah, totally.
for sure. And
Yeah,
they
yeah.
like maybe they and this is what the question I'm asking.
Yeah.
I think they ratcheted it up.
I definitely
in
think
the
they did in the
movie.
movie because it didn't read like that to me at all in the musical
Wild.
or in Masquerade. I have a question about Madame Cherie actually for you.
Great.
Because there's a song in Masquerade that does not happen in the stage musical
Hmm.
that I loved, and I'm curious if it's in the movie. It was Madame Cherie singing to Phantom when he's a child, and the song's called "Learn to Be Lonely."
Nope.
Okay, such a good scene.
Doesn't exist.
Oh my gosh, such a good scene in Masquerade. I don't know if they wrote that song then
Must be an
for
original song.
Masquerade or I have no idea. Oh my gosh. It's right after the circus scene because it's her bringing him into like this like prop room and she gives him a mask, which is a full face mask, and she sings the song to him, and it's so heartbreaking because it's Learn to Be Lonely, and it's like it's all about just like literally you have to learn to be lonely, like this is the life you're gonna have. And
Yeah.
even her, who's the one that kind of like saved him from the circus, is being like, I saved you, but like you're not my responsibility. I'm not gonna be there for you. So it's like the thought of like him having this one moment where he's like, oh, somebody is there
I'm
now,
not really here
and
for you.
it's not. And then at the end of it, there's this like mirror, and he hits his head into the mirror, and the mirror breaks, and the mask
Wow.
breaks and turns into what we know is
Oh,
like
that's so
the Phantom
cool.
mask. It is. Oh my gosh. And again, you're in this tiny, tiny room. You're literally like he walks right by you, like steps away. Like it is insane. It's so good. And I do love Masquerade. I do think Masquerade kind of sets you up to be more empathetic of Phantom because it's from his point of view. You're seeing his backstory. You're
Also
seeing
empathetic
that.
of Madame Giry with that. Like that's
Yeah.
so well done to like have us like I make a stronger connection as to why she loves this Phantom.
Yes.
And that actually would so totally support a lot of
Right.
the actions she takes and the conflict that
'cause
she
she
feels when
sees
she
that-
sees the bad
yeah.
things he's doing.
I will say in Masquerade also, she does lead you a little bit through it. She is sometimes the one leading you through scenes. So
She's kind
maybe
of like
that.
a narrator who we're like, oh,
Yes.
can I trust this person?
Right. Yeah.
They're telling the story from their point of view. They're going to make themselves seem
Yep.
as good as possible.
Exactly. Yeah.
A couple things about the musical, I thought, or the movie, is like the big sweeping scenes like Masquerade,
Yes.
or some of the things when like we're being introduced into the opera house with the two new owners. Those were actually really beautiful and well done, but then we never like got the balance with the darkness of what it was like underneath, because it kind of honestly, I think A Muppet Christmas Carol had a darker tone to it
That's so
than
crazy.
Phantom of the Opera, the movie, does.
That is a wild
Like-
statement. Start the clip with that.
That's 100%
crazy.
how it felt, which was unreal. Like at one point, and also there's like these crazy jumps. Like at one point, he's taking her down into his lair, and there's very slow walking, and it felt like they were just. I feel like at that point, Schumacher went, "This is kind of boring." So they cut to, for no reason, she's now on a horse, and he's guiding her on horseback.
Oh, I saw this scene
into
on,
the down into the
Yep.
catacombs, and it's like, wait, where'd that horse come from?
Yeah. There's
And also,
a
they
scene
were walking did she lose the ability
what
to
happened?
walk?
In that same scene, don't they like walk through a hallway where there's like candles that almost seem magical that move out of the way?
The candles that move out of the way and candles that come out of the water and light as they exit the water,
Right.
which is like fine, whatever.
It's cool, but I also confuse me because I'm like, he's not magic.
He's not magic, but they make him like there's moments where he does this and curtains will shift or drop. And then there's other moments where he actually uses, like, he understands the mechanics of the
Right,
theater so well, which that's better.
Yes, more
That's
of
what
an
it is.
inventor.
Yes.
But
not flick
magic,
your wrist.
No. But I'm so glad you bring this up because I actually do want to talk about a little bit the like sets and like the costumes.
Yes.
Because in both Masquerade and Stage, phenomenal. Probably my favorite part of both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Stage costumes are a little bit better than the Masquerade ones. Just so gorgeous, especially like what's her name? Carletta, the main.
Carlotta.
Yes, I loved her outfits. Like just so like.
Also, I don't know about the show, but in the movie, I was like, she's great.
Oh, I loved her. So
her
funny.
voice is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Why are we replacing her?
Unbelievable. She's a very small character in Masquerade. Like they kind of a lot of the like stuff with all of the opera house people goes away a little bit in Masquerade. They're still there, but like not as much. Yeah, there's kind of like one big scene in the beginning that they're in, and then they kind of go away.
But you're talking about the costumes and all that.
Yes, insane. The stage, like the scenes, how they change for the stage musical, insane. I mean, from the opening, even from when it goes to from the auction scene to the thing, there's a long bit where you're literally just watching the stage change with music, and it's because the chandelier is revealed, and then like everything is just changing. And I love just watching like things were moving up and coming out. You know, I don't know. I love when there's huge set changes.
Look, a well done transition is my favorite thing in theater.
So
I just saw
cool.
Mamma Mia, and it's just two set pieces.
Yeah.
With a bunch of chairs and tables and things they'll bring in, but these two walls, and they just turn them and shift them around, and it creates so many different environments.
Yeah, totally.
And I'm like, that is genius.
It's so impressive. Even, I mean, this is like another one that just has simple ones, but Heather's has simple like wall shifts that are just like 7-Eleven on one side, high school on the other, and it works perfectly.
Yeah.
There's also like a scene where there's like the big horse that I talked about, the All I Ask for You, where it starts when they're singing All I Ask for You, where the horse kind of like, I don't know, which one's upstage, downstage?
Upstage is further away from the audience, and downstage is closer to the audience. And the reason that is because the stages used to be raked so that the audience could see the actors more. You know, like there's all of like the balcony rafters people stand, but then all the commoners would be down in the middle.
Right.
So they're not raked at all, right? They're all at the same level.
Right.
So the stage would actually be raked, and you would actually go up to go upstage and down to go downstage.
Very cool. Okay. Love that fun fact. The horse is like upstage, like stage right, and it's kind of in the background while they're singing that. And then the whole stage basically looks like starts turning, and the horse is coming forward. So the horse is now like in your face, and Phantom appears on top to sing the reprise.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Insane. Like spotlight on him. Like just so cool. The Masquerade scene, there's this giant staircase. Something that was really interesting to me is a lot of the background, you, in a way, even when there's these beautiful set pieces and you really do feel like you're in the space, it's also kind of like a void. There's just like a black like curtain or wall. I don't know what it was in the back. Honestly, it was so black that it was like literally looks like you're staring into a void. And that felt really interesting because even with these big pieces, there was still just like this darkness throughout the whole time that kind of made you feel like tight, you know?
Can I say that's one thing that's two things I want to talk about. One, at the end of that song where you say the Phantom is revealed to do that reprise.
Yes.
And that the fact that you described it as cool, I think is what the movie was missing.
Yes.
There was no cool factor
Right.
to the movie. They were just kind of like painting by numbers. This scene happens and then this scene happens and then this, and it was just like, okay, I guess you kind of did Phantom of the Opera, but nothing was cool. And that was also one of the biggest Batman moments where he like gets to the top and then he like waves his cape and then it flies out and we see the whole opera house. But also the Pantages and many of these theaters has so much depth to the stage. And they did it with Les Mis too. They also did it really well with Moulin Rouge to create this just expanse of darkness.
It's insane.
Where it feels like it's swallowing everything whole.
There was literally a scene in the beginning where Christina's in her dressing room. It's the first time that you see the Phantom in the mirror. And they have the dressing room on stage left, and then in the stage right, it's just like darkness, and the ballerina troops are like dancing just in this black void next to the dressing room, and it's like so much good juxtaposition. And also for the All I Ask of You scene in Masquerade, Masquerade is interesting because it's such a tighter space, but somehow they were still really able to like have that void feeling.
That's so cool.
But on Masquerade, you're on the rooftop with them. And instead of this big horse prop, there's like a slanted glass ceiling. So Raoul and Christine are on the inside. They're all around you singing. And then for the reprise, Phantom comes on the outside of that glass and is standing there, and there's like a light shift so like you can see the outside, and it's still like just so cool because it feels like, oh, he's been there the whole time and we just didn't even see him still. And it's really impressive that they're still able to have that same feeling in a room that's, again, like the size of this room.
That's one of the things that my buddy Nick Walker, who plays one of the Phantoms,
that's literally so cool, by the way.
The coolest thing in the world.
I wish I saw him.
He's one of the coolest people in the world. I love him so much. But there's people that from the street will film him when he's up on that rooftop spot before he then jumps down.
Yes.
And
So
like, wow.
I didn't get to do that outdoor rooftop scene because I went in winter. So I walked through the rooftop and they took us inside. I'm hoping that I think when I go in September, it should be open. So I'm really excited to see that because I didn't get to see that. But yeah, I mean, the sets in Masquerade were just insane just because, I mean, the chandelier is right in front of your face. It falls literally to your toes. Yeah. Like, it's so cool.
Look, I'm telling you right now, we're about to hit an hour.
I know, I'm like, and I felt it, and I was like, I could go on.
Can I tell you, my list of things I want to talk about, I'm halfway. I'm halfway through. One thing I have to talk about is that...
We're also going to have to discuss the ending, by the way. I'm so sorry, but we've got to talk about it.
Okay, I'm just going to rush through a few things and kind of like name them out.
Okay.
Look, some of them I already talked about. This is great. Okay, so when we get down into his lair...
Yes.
In the movie, it's crazy because they show this like little, like some of the art pieces, and he has some like watercolors that kind of feel like a 10-year-old or a 5-year-old maybe did them, and also like this little like stage that he's created that also looks like that maybe like a child had put together with the help of their dad or mom. And then it cuts to this Madame Tussauds level perfect version of Christine. And I'm like, wait.
How?
So this same guy who couldn't get a finger paint right
so funny.
Is over here a sculptor?
Yep.
To the level of Madame Tussauds?
Where'd you get those appliances? Unbelievable.
I find that hard to believe. Another thing, why is it that women in the early 1900s always needed to rest? Like, big things would happen, and like, she's resting.
Like, get up, girl. And I know you can.
I know you can. They're stronger than that.
There were
all
always
these fainting couches.
Yes,
and
I was gonna say it's always the faint. I mean, when she saw the fall, the soft fall to the floor. Hey.
There's a moment when Madame Giry comes out and they're like, "Where is Christine? Where is Christine?" Like, she needs to rest.
She needs to rest.
She's had a lot has happened. It's like, no, she can come up and talk for herself.
Literally, I agree. I completely agree.
Annie Rossum ran a whole house in Shameless of crazy kids. She can come out there and speak for herself.
Absolutely, Christine, be strong. We know you. We know you can do it.
Did this happen? Did the theater owners drink champagne from Carlotta's shoe?
I don't think so.
And also, why did that happen?
I feel like I would remember that, and I don't think they did that.
It was a weird moment.
If that happened in the musical, like, and I don't remember it, something happened.
Yeah, I was like, did Quentin Tarantino direct just this scene?
Why? Why the feet?
Why the foot? Why the shoe? I guess it was just to be like, we are like bowing down to you. I hated it.
I don't like that. And I'm glad that didn't happen and I didn't see it.
Okay, I'm just running through
Of course, please.
Did a stagehand get hung in the middle of one of the...
Yes.
But was there a catwalk chase scene between the Phantom and that stagehand before he was dropped down?
No, in the stage.
Okay. Yes.
Yes, kind of in Masquerade, because in Masquerade you're actually in the rafters with them.
Great.
So you like see the kind of fight and then him fall. In the stage you just see like the body. So.
Do you have a preference one way or the other?
I kind of really liked how Masquerade did it.
Yeah.
And also because Masquerade you were in the rafters, you don't actually have to see the body like fall.
Sure.
So it's like a little bit less gruesome, weirdly, because you're actually seeing the fight, but you're not actually seeing the end product.
That's so interesting.
Yeah, and I would say they actually in Masquerade make his deaths, like his killings, a little bit more justified. Like you see before that, you kind of see that guy like getting handsy with a woman that like he shouldn't have been. So like feels a little bit more justified. Whereas in the stage, it's obviously a little bit more just like.
And in the movie, it's just that he's catching on to it. In the movie, it's just that
Yeah.
he's like, "What's going on
Yeah.
here? This Phantom's just the guy."
Right.
And and so the Phantom's like, "Well, now you must die."
Right.
Which
Exactly.
is not justified.
No, not at all.
All I ask of you, boring and dare I say lazy staging. These black and white.
I
custom-
do want that to be my wedding song if I ever get married.
Oh, that's a great
Yeah,
choice.
it's so pretty.
The cemetery sword fight scene the cemetery
Yep,
sword fight
doesn't happen.
scene when she goes to visit her father's grave
There,
in the
yes,
movie.
there is a cemetery scene. No sword fight.
The sword fight, by the way, in the movie had hook style music that I have not heard at any other point in Phantom.
They were
that-
like, we gotta throw in a hook.
we got a hook, which didn't go that well in theaters, but it had like at the time. Now it's like a classic.
Yeah.
But it had like literal music from Hook,
So interesting.
and maybe
Interesting
my
choice.
ears just so attuned to that.
Man, I'm gonna have to watch this movie.
You really have
I
to.
gotta.
Okay, great. That's all the things that I wanted to talk about, except
Okay.
the fact that I already said it, but Emmy Rossum, 16 years old when she auditioned, turned 17 when they started production.
That's so insane and slightly inappropriate. Feel like she should have been 18, at least.
And she is working her ass off in this
Yeah.
movie, and I so appreciate the work
Right, of
that
course,
she did.
it's not against. Like, I'm.
She was so good, but also
Yeah.
like, God, we
Yeah.
didn't. I don't like it.
It's just not necessary.
not okay.
Especially when the story already is a little bit like.
Already creepy.
Yep. Yeah.
It makes Madame Giry into maybe my greatest villain in the whole thing.
That's so true. Yeah. Especially, I'm really curious to see that.
To also be aware
Dynamic.
that like she knows that that guy's been training her in singing fine, but then to be like, yeah, go down to his private little lair, go alone.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not allowed. I won't even go close to it.
Really.
There's a point in the
interesting.
movie where she's taking Raoul down there
Yeah.
to find
and
out
she
where the
says,
Phantom is.
"I won't go
This is as
farther."
far as I'll go. I
Yep.
was like, why? I thought
She
you
does say that in the musical
But
as well.
isn't the whole point that like you actually
Yeah.
are the only one that knows this
Right.
guy?
It's like, shouldn't you be safe?
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I want to say.
Yes.
You take the floor,
I just really have to talk about the ending.
please.
Because I'm really curious about how the movie does it. Because
Okay.
I felt like the stage musical and the masquerade ending, similar but different.
Yeah.
So, stage musical. You know, Raoul and Christine are now in his lair. He's like, choose between us. She like sings and kind of chooses Raoul, but then kisses Phantom.
Yes.
As kind of I saw it as like she does see the human in him, but she also obviously sees that he's very flawed and like
A story
they just
of forgiveness.
yes, of course. And then he, warms his heart, sends them away. Then he sits in a chair, puts a blanket over his body.
Oh.
And then, because people are coming obviously to try to find him, somebody who comes in, sees that, pulls off, he's gone. Obviously some cool chair trick.
Love.
Still don't really know how it worked. Oh, also sorry, before he does that.
Trapdoor on the stage.
Yes, of course, something like that. But
But
we'll
how?
talk about
How?
it.
Still
But how? Before that though, Christine comes back without Raoul and gives. At first, you're kind of like, oh,
She gives a ring back.
yes,
Yeah.
she gives the ring back. But at first, you're like, oh my god, she's coming back for him. And then that was that. Masquerade.
Yep.
The first time, like this is my first experience of the ending. So I was a little bit like, wait, what? Is kind of the same. Raoul, they kiss. Also in the ending of Masquerade, they at the end, Phantom prompts you all to take off your mask. So when he's maskless,
Everyone's maskless.
and it's the most vulnerable I've ever felt in my life. And it's this like beautiful scene. It's like 360. Then when Christine comes back in the show, she comes back, they dance, and then they walk off together. And she is wearing this like cloak, and they're dancing. And he's like holding her head. They're dancing. They turn, and then all of a sudden the cloak falls. She's gone. I still do not know how they did it.
Oh, magic.
I literally was like, I gasped out loud. Like, I was like, I don't know how they did it. But also that being my first thing, I was like, wait, so did she never come back? Because to me, in the stage musical, her coming back, I think just says a lot.
Mhm.
Like, it's like, it is the true, like, forgiveness. It is the true, like, I'm not going to be with you, but, like, this is kind of, I don't know. Like,
You
our
went
last.
through some tough times, and I understand why you're broken.
Yes. So then in Phantom or in Masquerade, the fact that she disappeared, I'm like, so she didn't come back?
Right.
Like,
And he just imagined it.
right. And that, oh my gosh, it was heartbreaking. I was crying. I cried. But I'm curious how the movie ended and which one was more.
Because I hope you never watched the movie, I'm going to tell you.
Yes, please.
In the movie, it's very similar. He does this, Patrick Wilson, Raoul, doesn't put his hand up like he's supposed to. And so the Phantom's able to put the rope around him. And then this I don't know how he did it so quickly, but it looked very loose, ties him to this this wall that
Yep.
I feel like, by the way, Raoul could get out of.
Yeah, I mean, in the musical, he was just kind of like this, like
Yeah.
on the wall.
Like, oh, I'm tired.
Yeah, yeah.
I need a
It's like
fainting couch.
you could probably get off.
Come on,
that.
dude. And then she kisses him.
Yep.
And he releases them both. He's like, oh, yeah, what was I doing? He kind of like
Has a moment.
He like, oh my God, I've been bad.
Yeah. Oh, right. I've been a little bad.
I've been a bad guy. She doesn't like me. What am I doing?
Yep.
And then he's singing, Gerard Butler is singing very quietly to his little monkey with the
Yep.
cymbals.
Yes, that happens.
And Christine is there watching, and he gets this hope, and she gives the ring back, and she leaves, and now he's alone. And now everyone's down the stairs coming, pitchforks and fire to
Yep.
come and get him. And he's now breaking every mirror he has, and then he opens up one more mirror, like has some blankets over it or curtains,
Yeah.
pulls them back, breaks the last mirror, and it's a passageway. And he goes through that passageway.
Cool. Okay, so he gets away.
And then we don't hear from him again, but cut back to the future to 1919.
Right.
We're back at the cemetery, and old Raoul is there to because he outbid Madame Giry for the little monkey with
Yep.
the cymbals, and puts it at Christine's grave.
Oh, damn.
And while he's there, he looks down and sees, it's all in black and white, a rose.
I got chills. I have tears in my eyes.
And the rose begins to turn red, and you notice that the ring is on the stem of the rose.
I have tears in my eyes.
Okay, well, maybe I
You're like, I hate it.
Maybe I was more effective at telling that than it was.
You're just such a good storyteller. I literally have a tear in my eye. I do really feel for the Phantom.
I know.
Not me literally.
No, you look, here's why you feel for the Phantom. Because you saw Great Phantoms.
Right,
If
yes.
you watched the movie first,
I'm going to be like,
I think if you watched the movie first, you wouldn't be going to see Masquerade in New York.
Oh,
Like
no.
I think that wouldn't have spurred you
no.
into your
Right,
love
totally.
of this show.
yeah, no, I feel that. And you're never supposed to see the movie first.
No, and also I'm now interested because there's
Yeah.
these iterations of the book that
Yes.
happened before Andrew
Yep.
Lloyd Webber even made the musical.
So, yes.
These
There's
Phantom
also
of the Opera, like 1930s movie. a
basically fan
1940s
fiction.
movie.
There's
Yes.
there's a musical called Love Never Dies that is Phantom, except she chooses Phantom.
Wow.
Yeah. I could keep going.
Yeah.
I simply have to stop.
And I love like Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
But then he has to become like a hot guy for her to stay with him.
yeah.
Which I love that Shrek is kind of another
Right.
version of it, where it turns
Yes.
around his hands like, no, like they don't gotta both
Yeah.
be like
They can
Hollywood
both be
hotties
kinda
to
ugly.
do this. Yeah. They can just look how they look and still
Yes.
love can work.
Absolutely. Man, you've got to go see Masquerade.
I'm gonna go. I have to go see Nick in Masquerade.
Yes. Well, I'm going on September 5th at 8 p.m. Well, I don't know what Phantom I'll have, but
I'll find out.
we'll see.
I'll find out who you got.
I'm really excited.
That's so exciting. He also may not be able to go back because he may be doing Billy Flynn in Chicago because he was just doing that
Whoa. Okay, that's
before
fine.
he went and did Shrek.
Yeah.
But this show's not about Nick.
It's
I
not
know
about
Nick
Nick.
is the only one I've had as a repeat guest. Okay, I get it. I
Oh
love
my
him.
gosh.
All right, but this is about Phantom of the Opera, and this is about CAILYN. And CAILYN, this
I just realized I bet Nick's name is on here
I bet it is. But we're not gonna look for it.
because it's not about Nick.
CAILYN, is there anything else you wanted to say about it before we close out?
I think that I said all my I mean, I could keep going for
Of course you could.
hours, but I think I got all my thoughts out. My final thought is you can see it two ways. It depends on if you have a lover girl heart or if you want to like be a literary genius and like actually read into what it actually means. Sometimes I choose love.
Get it?
And sometimes I choose to kind of look past some of the questionable things. That's what dark romance is all about.
Well said.
I love it. I love it.
CAILYN, is there people should go? What would you like to promote anything?
Self
People-
promo.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, just follow my Instagram. It's just CAILYN HOERTZ. I'm writing my book, so that stuff will be posted there once there's more to come. And yeah, and follow all my stuff with the Try Guys. Literally everything they post is me and my little team. So and
you
Ryan's
do
there too.
Great work. You do great work. And this new one of Keith tasting different things.
Oh my
that
gosh.
While he's in a raincoat.
So funny. It was so fun.
I love
yeah.
that.
Zach did it too, so that's coming soon.
Zach did it too?
Zach did it too, yeah.
That's genius.
A lot of people want the cast to do it, so
I responded to it to the Try Guys and said, this is amazing. I want to do it. I love when he got the tequila, but because it was mixed with the chocolate sauce, he was like,
whiskey? And we were all like, what?
No.
So
Anyway,
fun.
thank you so much for following and watching all the way to the end. Thank you so much to CAILYN.
Thank you for having me.
Going and seeing Phantom and talking to me about it. Never see the movie. And as always, let me know any shows you want me to see, any guests you want me to have on, any segments you want in the show. It was because of them that I do the big intros now. I didn't start with the intros. So
They're
the
so good.
advice that you give, the tips that you give, I take them to heart and I do want to use them. And also, go ahead and subscribe. Definitely give me 5 stars, 6 if you can. And support local theater.
Yes.
Bye!
Bye. Oh my gosh, that was so fun.
We got big theater kid energy. Look out, we project, we sing out, Louise. Never market, always go full out. John Patrick Shanley never had a doubt. Our voices are warm, and kicks are high. We've got perfect form. We say thank you, 5. Grab your prop, charge all the glow tape. Curtains going up. 5, 6, 7, 8. We got big theater kid